Good afternoon. Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, dear farmers. In the first part of the conference, we talked a lot about cereals. Now, I would like to talk a little bit about the oilseed rape. The word formuliacja, formulation, you have heard a lot. And I would like to introduce you to explain why this is important. But before we start to this, I would like to give you a very brief overview about the oilseed rape as a crop. So I'm coming from Poland, your neighboring country. In Poland, we grow currently a little bit more than 1 million hectares of oilseed rape. But as you see on the graph, this area has more than doubled over the last 20 years. Why? Why is like this? Oilseed rape is a very interesting crop. One of the main reasons why farmers are growing this because we are breaking the cereals rotation. I don't know how it's in Lithuania, but I would say it's very similar like in Poland. The farmers are saying, and it's also true, that once you grow the wheat after the oilseed rape, you will have higher yield, approximately 1 ton more. From agrotechnic point of view, oilseed rape is very similar to cereals. You use the same machinery. You don't need to have a special equipment for this crop. You can harvest with the same machine. What is also important for the farm management, it is pretty easy to sell. If you do not sell directly and you do not have directly the income, the cash coming from this crop, farmers are saying this is the first cash coming from the crop, you can store, and it's also pretty easy to store. It needs to be profitable as well, and then the profitability of the crop depends on, let's say, basically on 2 factors. The one is the prices. You usually have limited possibility to influence, but the second is your agrotechnical skills, knowledge, practice, and this is exactly the point you can really influence. You know better than me, then oilseed rape is a very demanding crops. It stands on the field for approximately 11 months. It is exposed to many pests. I know, just recently learned that the pests are becoming an issue here. It's exposed to the attack of different diseases. We will talk about one specifically later on. But also is exposed to the different weather conditions, even which can cause problems with overwintering. So, as I said, it is a challenging crop. Altogether, the investment depends, of course, on the yield you expect, but it's easily beating €1,000. So, what I calculate is around €1,200. And majority of the investment you have to make once you decided to grow the crop. Approximately €600 you spend when you enter the seed into the soil, because you have to prepare the soil. You have put some basic fertilizers, and then in the autumn you continue with fungicide, you continue with multiple application of insecticides, and when the crop goes through the winter, in the spring you have to put nitrogen. And the same, you cannot forget about the controlling insects. But then, very close to the harvest, you are approaching very difficult moment, which sometimes is about will you be profitable with this crop? or maybe not. It is the application of the fungicide during the flowering period. Why? Here, we speak about disease called sclerotinia. This disease can take easily up to 1 ton of your yield. If you calculate this back, so 1.2 thousand already invested or still a little before harvest, this is around 3 tons of the oilseed rape taking the current prices. So you have to beat these 3 tons to make this crop profitable. In case of sclerotinia, we have different than in cereals, we have to be preventive. We have to apply the fungicide before the massive attack of this disease. And then we are coming to the product which you need to have, which product you can rely on. You can rely on its efficacy, and the product which can work on different weather conditions. It is usually beginning of May. Can be very dry, can be very wet, can be a lot of rains. Even, and this was 2011, I still remember this year, when we got around 20 centimeters snow during full flowering. I assume maybe also it's happened here in Lithuania. So you need a product you can rely on. And this product is Revydas. It contains 2 active ingredients. Why 2? So for the first, boscalid is typical preventive active, and the second, Revysol, the innovation you are using in cereals, it adds to the preventive, but also adds to the curative efficacy. But it's really just the active, what you need in the product. Some people will say yes, because that is the most important part of this product. I would say also yes, but with the but. And the but is, if you imagine this product, the active like an engine of a car, you need to run a car, not only engine, you need more. So here we are coming to the topic of formulation. But the car is very complicated, and I have some other examples I would like to share with you. A bread. Honestly, this is very simple product. It is made out of very simple ingredients. You need flour, you need water, you need sourdough, knowledge, the magic part, and you have a bread. And Lithuanian bread is famous. It's famous, it's great. In our country, the brand Chleb Litewski is very famous. And you should be proud of this. But I have one simple question to you. Is every single bread the same? Is every single bread exactly good? I doubt. At least my experience tells me you will have super good, you will find some kind of mediocre, and you will find something you will not buy it. And who makes the best bread in your family? Most probably grandma. Why? Years of experience, years of trials. This is exactly what Dieter was showing. We are not grandmas, but we are doing a lot of experience. We are testing a lot of product. We are testing a lot of formulation to make the product really good for you. And speaking about the formulation, what the formulation does. First of all, you have seen the actives were in solid form, a crystal, a powder. But you need to spray. You need to bring this active to to the slurry, to the solution, and spray over the plant. Once it's sprayed over the plant, this needs to reach the surface and needs to stay on the leaves. Here in oilseed rape, in particular, even on the petal, needs to be there. Otherwise, we'll be lost because we'll reach the ground and we don't need the active there. We need on the leaves. There was also said, Dieter said, one droplet can protect whole leaves because in cereals, we are speaking about the systemic efficacy. So the product goes into the leaves and moves. Here, it is not what we really need. We need the product in the top of the leaves. So we need to make the droplet spreading over the leaves. So this is what we do. The next topic is, once it's spread, we have to ensure that the product, the active, stays on the leaves. Some might go to the leaves, but the majority needs to stay to protect the leaves, the plant. And this is exactly what the formulation is about, to make the product, first of all, coming to the leaves, standing, spreading, and ensure the proper uptake if when it's needed or needs to stay and be water rain resistant. And you see here in the example of cereals and oilseed rape that two different crops, different looking crops, and that's why we have to have a different type of formulation. Let's go to the kind of real presentation. You see here a droplet of, we call it standard formulation, which falls down from the leaves, and droplet of Revydas, we call it superior formulation. This is a C formulation, but we call it SC plus formulation. We stick to the leaves. This might be not that visible. That's why we have another movie with a slow motion movie. You see this much more better. So here on this right-hand side, the droplet sticks to the leaves, and it's there. And here you have another example. You see how the leaves are, or the petals are covered with an active, and you clearly see there is more active, more product on the left-hand side from my side. So, as I said, we need to have the product which is on the leaves. And here you have also see the crystal of Revysol, which are still built in this wax layer of the leaves. And this is important because then later on Thomas will show you the results related to the rainfastness, and here the product really performs also very good when the rain is coming just after the application. So we can also measure this, and you have seen earlier in Dieter's presentation that for cereal formulation we somehow diluted this product, and we expect to come this product to the leaves. The light, I need to help. In the leaf, we will have much more product in case of this SC formulation, but coming to the SC formulation, we need the product which stays on the leaves, being somehow built into this wax layer. We tested also in oilseed rape the SC formulation, and the performance was pretty weak. And this is the rather general rule. If you have a product, today we have a product which is also registered in oilseed rape, which are the EC formulation, that's usually, because the active will go immediately to the leaves, the efficacy might be somehow compromised. But not only the property of the formulation are important, there is one magic property of Revysol as such. So the product, the active, is really resistant to the UV light, because UV light can degrade very much the active as such. So in comparison to proteconazole, Revysol is much more resistant to this. So with the years of experience, with the number of tests, we were able to produce, deliver, and introduce a super reliable product you can use. I really recommend you to use this product, and you will need a product which will work on various weather conditions, and this is this one. I know also that some of you came last year or 2 years ago to Poland to see some trials, and I would like, having the opportunity, being here on the stage, invite all of you also to Poland. Come, see, we can talk on field about Revydas or about other products. So with this, I can say only adieu and waiting for your question. Thank you. Adieu.